It has been announced that Activision has thrown in the towel on the Guitar Hero franchise. What does this mean for the rhythm gaming genre? What does this mean for the rhythm gaming community? What does this mean for any game with music, period? I'll give you my thoughts on that on this episode of Cena's Corner.
Cena's Corner, world's #1 rhythm game reviewer.
What's going on, guys? Alright, as you heard at the beginning, Guitar Hero is no longer being made. Activision, as of today, which is yesterday by the time this video gets to you, has announced that it has stopped making Guitar Hero. It has stopped the immediate production of its Guitar Hero game, and that's it. They're done. Tossed in, forgot about. The one thing to also keep in mind is that Guitar Hero was not the only game that they put the axe to. They also was working on a game called True Crime, which I was looking forward to, and they have stopped production of that. The saddest part for me of this whole entire thing is, because I don't like to see anybody out of work, is that Activision is going to end up laying off about 7% of its workforce. That's about 500 people with no jobs. So I do wish them the best. Let's talk about what this announcement means going forward. First of all, let me clear something up, because I got a comment on my profile that said that I know you're happy that Guitar Hero is no longer being made. Rest in peace, 2005 to 2011. First of all, let's clear this up. I'm not happy that Guitar Hero isn't here. I'm not happy that Guitar Hero's gone. The fact of the matter is that I am what? I'm a reviewer. I'm a critic. The problem is that a lot of people, especially fanboys, can't take the truth. And that's why everybody feels I'm so happy and I'm bouncing off the walls, I'm jumping up and down. I told everybody that this was going to happen. And everybody just laughed at me. I was persecuted at the stake for a video that I released that just, the title of it was, has Rock Band 3 or has RB3 given GH the KO blow, and people saying playing a real instrument? Back in June of 2010. I got flamed. Every Guitar Hero fanboy from all over the world came in. I was told I was stupid. I was told I was crazy. I was called the biggest Rock Band fanboy to ever live. The names go on and on. Who is right? The thing is in my line of business, you have to look at a number of factors before you make a statement like that. And I had looked at all those factors. I looked at where Guitar Hero was when it first came out in 2005 and where Guitar Hero was then at 2010. I looked at the oversaturation of the market, all the games that came out, and all the games that fell by the wayside. They didn't do good with the numbers. So I came out in June and I said, has RB3 dealt the KO blow to Guitar Hero? I also came out and said that I didn't think that Guitar Hero was going to make it past 2011, and if they did, they would shut down soon after that. The fact of the matter is, people, is the Guitar Hero franchise has been hemorrhaging since 2007. You don't believe me? Look it up for yourself. After they got that big award for selling $1 billion in games, it was all downhill from there. They were unable to catch up. They released Band Hero. That didn't do well. DJ Hero did slightly better, but I guess not as good as they wanted it to be. So they're tossed in the towel and they're saying goodbye like I told you that they would. After the numbers were very dismal at all, according to what they want to make for Guitar Hero 6, that was the end. What does this mean going forward? A lot of people now, from what I've heard, is saying that it's Rock Band fanboys' fault that Guitar Hero franchise went out of business. Okay, that's just utterly ridiculous. There's no fanboy group, there's no fan base group that can make a company go out of business. It is a collective decision from that company that they're not making games up to par, or that they're not making the amount of money they need to make. This, people, is the difference between having a company like a Harmonix that specializes in nothing but rhythm gaming. That's all they do. That's all they've ever done. Versus giving it over to a company like Activision that didn't specialize in that at all. It was a new genre for them. It's kind of like running teams. I have to get into that. People think it's easy to run a team, then they start running a team and they figure out it's one of the hardest things to do in the world. Same with this. You jump into a genre you've never been into before, and you figure that it's hard. They tried to pull things out of the Tony Hawk games they used with graphics and stuff like that. It didn't work. And in my opinion, Activision was already doing well with what they had. They were doing well with World of Warcraft. They were doing well with Tony Hawk series. They're doing well with Blur. They're doing well with a whole bunch of other games. This is an added genre for them. Do I feel the rhythm gaming community is dead? No. Do I feel that some people now has a step up? Yep. Because I'm going to give it to you straight. This right here, now that Activision is no longer, has left one game and one company all by themselves, and that is Rock Band and Harmonix. Harmonix at this point now has no competition. Sorry, but Power Gig is nobody's competition. Their game has already dropped down to $8 just for a brand new copy. I think it's like $6.49 or $7 now if you want to get one used. That game has come and it's gone. There will be other competitors to the throne for rhythm gaming. They will be coming, but as of now, Harmonix is the one in the hot seat. Harmonix has to now step up their game. Harmonix is by themselves, and a lot of times what we see in some of these companies that is by themselves or they have ownership of just one thing is they get lazy and they get mediocre and they stop putting out content and their games lack, and then sooner or later the company just overall gets a bad rep and then they just disappear. Now we're going to find out what Harmonix's staying power also is with no competition. In my honest opinion, I don't see Harmonix dropping by the wayside. I don't see them resting on their laurels. I don't see them just sitting down saying, we won, we're our own competition, that's it, let's screw people. I kind of look at them a little bit like a Vince McMahon. And if you are a professional wrestling fan out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Years ago, when Vince McMahon bought out his own competition, which was WCW, everybody just felt like that was it. Vince was the biggest owner conglomerate for professional wrestling at this point in the world, and they just knew that wrestling was going to suck now. It was going to be over because Vince McMahon was not going to care. Even though storylines changed and some people didn't like it, Vince McMahon still drove the WWE as fast and as hard as he always did, like it was back in the night of the Monday Night Wars when he was actually competing with WCW. He knew he could not just sit back and relax. Then, when he got WCW, he went and got ECW. So he owned 3 companies. Now at this point, his competition now is TNA. And a lot of people he's losing to TNA, but WWE is still right here. Everybody still knows who they are. Everybody still knows he's the king or they're the king of wrestling right now, no matter who goes where. This is what I think Harmonix is going to do. Look for some blockbuster stuff to come out from Harmonix. People now feel that Rock Band 4 is not going to ever come out or is going to be delayed. I've already told you guys that I wouldn't expect an announcement of a Rock Band 4 this year. I could be wrong about that. This is just my opinion. If you look at where Harmonix is going, then no one should really say that the music genre is dead now because there's no Activision. Harmonix has pushed out Rock Band 3. Harmonix has pushed out Dance Central. Harmonix has already started asking on Twitter, what things do we want to see in the game for the next game or for DLC or for enhancements? I do believe we're going to hear something about Dance Central 2 this year. I think there's other Connect games might be in the work for them. And I think that there is other projects in the works, rhythm gaming wise, that's all they do, that we don't know about. But I'm going to give it to my boys and girls straight. And I know you guys, a lot of you guys know that I know several members of Harmonix very personally. That I see them every year when I go to E3 and I hang out and I talk to them. But I will tell you nothing in this video that I will not say to their faces or have not said to their faces. And they know me very well, so let me give it to you straight. Now we will find out the power that Harmonix has. Harmonix has no competition. So either they're going to sink or they're going to swim. In my opinion, they're going to swim. Look for some more stuff to come out from them. The DLC is still cooking out every week like it's supposed to. They release certain patches to improve the game. Gotta understand, just like a Guitar Hero or any other game, when it's something brand new and innovative, you're going to have bugs. And they had a lot of them because they did a lot of things in Rock Band 3 this year, and they patented a lot of that stuff that was brand new. And I do begin to believe that this is one of the small reasons why Activision decided to start pulling the plug from Guitar Hero. It's kind of like Apple phones versus the Droid. Okay, there's a lot of things. Now, no matter how anybody looks at it, you can hate me for this, but iPhone is responsible for you having a Droid phone right now. the whole entire market blew up when iPhone came out with all these touch phones and iOS and the whole nine. But there was a lot of things that Apple patented that Verizon or T-Mobile or whoever was making these Droid phones or any other phones or Windows 7 phones could not get their hands on. They couldn't probably patent the basics of it, you know, making a plastic case that had all touch screens and the whole nine, but they patented enough stuff to where their competition will never have what they have. Same with this. There's enough patents put on Rock Band 3, there's enough patents put on the 5 lanes, there's enough patents put on keyboard, there's enough patents put on Pro Mode that nobody else can go behind them and duplicate that without getting a big behind lawsuit from Harmonix saying copyright infringement. So, I guess, guys, we're going to have to wait and see. I still do feel that the rhythm gaming community is running as strong as ever. I think that there's other games out there that people are starting to go towards now. They're going towards the Dance Centrals. They're going towards the Just Dance if you have Wii. They're waiting on Michael Jackson Experience to come out. There is still a lot of things in the water and in the works for rhythm gaming. The only reason why rhythm gaming is over, if you feel that way, is because you've made it be over for you. I still play my Rock Band 3 all the time. People have gripes and they have complaints. Well, you know, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I'm sure that Activision found this out, and so did, and Harmonix has been finding this out for years since they made the first Guitar Hero. Everybody's gonna have a complaint. I've heard complaints about sorting. I've heard complaints about wardrobe. I've heard complaints about, I don't like the way this is done. But then this is the same things that you asked for. Okay, you asked for an easy way to sort your songs. You asked for an easier way to be able to track down genre and the whole nine. So, I will say rest in peace to Guitar Hero. It's been a heck of a ride for them. Harmonix kicked it off back in 2005 and it finished with Activision back in this year, 2011. I do believe, I've always stated this, I'll say it again, I do believe that the franchise of Guitar Hero was at its strongest when it was in the hands of Harmonix. However, they did do some good games after that, but their games after 2007 just went on a decline. It's sad for the rhythm gaming industry because competition is what drives the marketplace. When you only have one thing to choose from, you're pretty much forced to either buy that or leave it alone. For those of you that feel that I'm very happy that Activision is gone, okay, that gives me less to talk about, that gives me less to review. So, not that it really puts my job in jeopardy because I have a lot of other things and a lot of other rods in the fire. It does kind of put my rhythm gaming job or situation in jeopardy because I don't have very much to talk about anymore at this point. I think that'll pick up. So, to all the Guitar Hero fans out there who are diehard fans, this was their series. I'm sorry. Now you guys got to move on to something else. You always have the ones that's out if you collect all of those. But I guess now it's time to make way, and we'll see what Harmonix does. So, in closing, Harmonix, ball's in your court, man. It's yours to lose. It's yours to keep. And it's kind of like somebody asked me on Twitter, well, if they're the only ones that's out there, how can they lose? And the answer I gave them was this. If they keep producing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and nothing ever changes, they lose an audience, which means that they, as developers, have lost. No audience, nobody's buying the game, nobody's buying the game, you make no money, you go out of business. I don't see that happening. But the ball is in Harmonix's court, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it and how they run. Alright guys, that's it for me. So if you got any comments for me, right down here below, you can leave all your comments there as you wish. Also, you can reach me at Cena@CenasCorner.com. My website is CenasCorner.com. Twitter is Cena5401. So again, it's been a heck of a ride for Guitar Hero. 2005 to 2011 is a heck of a ride to go on, and it was a long journey, and I wish everybody at Activision the best and whatever they decide to do from here on out to replace that. So until next time, guys, this is your boy saying peace, love, keep rocking out, and we're going to catch you guys the next time.